Right. So for those of you who are my Canadian viewers, the Canadian super friends, those of you Canuckian cape wearers, when you hear the term Dollarama, is it usually one that sparks you with excitement and the desire to go make impulse buys from the magazine rack? I would say usually the answer would be no to this, because the Dollarama, for as fantastic as it is for being essentially a dollar store, I mean, nothing goes higher than $4, and they do have a pretty darn good selection of stuff for that price range. I think most of us are just like, yeah, we go there to get maybe our wrapping paper and maybe some Halloween decorations, and when we need some bits and bobs and odds and sods, but it's not usually something that makes us excited, right? But for the past month, I've been randomly checking my Dollaramas, my local ones, and finding DC Comics graphic novels and collected editions in there. Those of you watching this video know that because you've seen the other videos that I've made on this. But they just keep coming. DC just keeps shoveling them into the Dollarama, and I'm not complaining. I mean, I'll buy as many as come out that I don't have, because who doesn't want to have a nice collection of collected editions and graphic novels for like $4? Let's put this into perspective. Those of you American viewers might not quite see the value in this. For us, some of these graphic novels and collected editions can cost $29.99 Canadian. So to find it for $4, they're giving it away. So yeah, the Dollarama for me lately has sparked interest and excitement. Let's go through the latest stack of finds. For those of you who haven't just read the sides of the books and clicked off already because you're sick of looking at my dumb head talk. All right, so I got here Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. This is one that I got my face behind it. I haven't read it yet, obviously, so I have no idea. Looks like a good find though, looks interesting. I have still in the plastic Wonder Woman Volume 8, A Twist of Fate, hardcover. Then we got the Martian Manhunter Volume 1, fantastic. We have another collected edition of Superman. Now, I've read all of the Superman stories, as I mentioned before. This is Volume 4, The Psy War. There were some really interesting stories in here. One of the well, it's right here on the back, actually, where Superman has a fisticuffs with Orion. It's actually a little fantastic one if you find that. We have Necessary Evil. There was actually a DVD, like a video, to go with this. I've actually got it, too. Pretty interesting. This just shows various villains of the DC universe. Funny the Catwoman's in here because she's not really a villain. It's got different stories, individual stories based on them. Then we have Wonder Woman Volume 7, War Torn. This, if I remember correctly, I actually did catch some of the stories from this, and I'm really excited about this one. Then we have Wonder Woman Secret Origins during the New 52. I haven't read anything in here, so this for me is going to be super, super exciting. It's a nice thick one, $4, just like all the rest, and this one costed, oh, I can't see through the price tag. I'm going to assume because it's thicker, it probably costed about $29.99. We have Tangent Superman Reign. I have no idea what the heck this is. Not the foggiest clue. But I'm sure it's going to be good. Yeah, Superman, Power Girl. I'll have to find out, won't I? I'll have to read it. And that's the thing. For $4, you can take a chance on one of these graphic novels or collected editions that maybe you're not too sure about because it's only $4. And if it sucks, you've only paid $4 for it rather than, the original cover price. We have Supergirl Volume 1. I've got the actual issue 1 of the New Adventures of Supergirl somewhere in a comic box. And I have a reprint of it because it was one of DC's dollar comics. So this is nice. You have some classic old Supergirl here. And because it's printed on actual comic book paper, it actually kind of has that old school comic book smell. And you all know how much I love that old comic smell. We got the 66 Batman with the Green Hornet. The Green Hornet. The Green Hornet. We have a hardcover. Wonder Woman, the True Amazon. Now this is more of like an origin story, but it's a prestige format. It's what you would have called a prestige format back in the day. It appears to be all watercolor painted in, so very fantastic. Accumulating at the end of the story where she shows that she is worthy of the Wonder Woman mantle. Let me just click it forward here for you. Click it. This isn't a computer. This is a book. You don't click them. Anyway. So that's very cool. And they have a bunch of these. It's not like I bought the only one. I went to only 2 different Dollaramas in my local town, and there's 4. And they have multiples. They've gotten smart. They've started stacking these together in groups rather than having them all mixed up. And I think it's about once a week they stack a bunch more. So honestly, you could go once a week and find a new collection. We got Red Lantern Volume 1, Blood and Rage. Now these, because I also got Volume 5, so I'm missing 3 in the middle. But these make me super excited because I never read anything to do with Atrocitus and the Red Lanterns during the New 52. I couldn't afford it. So this has me really, really, really stoked. I hope that they bring in more of these bad boys to the Dollarama. We got Batman Volume 5, 0 Year Dark City hardcover, $4, right? And I actually wanted this one back in the day, and I couldn't afford it. So again, I'm laughing. I mean, and the thing is, if you don't like the story in here, like I said, you've only spent $4 on it. Regift it. Give it to someone else. Justice League America Volume 1. And there's that, they're remaking that classic image from World War II when they claimed that island, they defended it. They have, this one's fantastic. I only have half the story in the original format, like the single issues. And then I fell off the wagon, or maybe I think my comic shop closed or something like that, and I couldn't get the rest of them. The Neil Adams artwork on the inside is very classic, and it's a fantastic story. I used to have the poster for this on my door for the longest time. I'm really, really excited about that one. We have the first half of Superman 4 tomorrow. Now I've got these in the original format. I purchased these as they were coming out, but Azzarello, Lee, and Williams, fantastic classic Superman tale. Keep my eye out for the next one. And then here's one right here, Superman versus Zod. Now what you see on the cover is not at all what's on the inside. This is from pre-Flashpoint, one of the final pre-Flashpoint stories, but this is actually classic Superman versus Zod. So this is like old school stories, which is fantastic. I love the old school stories. And it smells like an old school comic. So I'll take it. Then we have Superman Up, Up, and Away. I actually read the original editions of this as it was happening. I believe this was just after the New 52. Superman had lost his powers, and he was using a Green Lantern ring to kind of fly and get around and do stuff. And yeah, fantastic little story here. Then we got Bizarro. Never read anything from this series, so this will be good. And honestly, my oldest boy loves Bizarro. So, dollars to donuts, he's going to snag this one off of me and want to read it too. I mean, he can read all of them, but he'll definitely want to read that one. Then we have The Journey. I have this also in its original issues. It's a pre-Flashpoint Superman tale. This was actually a fantastic... This whole run, there was like a 5-year run where there was the fantastic Superman stories. Then we got Invasion. Those of us older folks will know. The artwork in here, you'll never guess who did the artwork in this. It's McFarlane. Todd McFarlane did a lot of the artwork. Let's find a page that is exemplary of Todd's artwork. Well, because the cover right here, maybe that will... Hold on, let me find something that looks a bit more McFarlane-y, classic-y. Okay, yeah. Isn't that cool? That's cool. And I never had this. I had some Invasion stuff, but I never had the actual Invasion comic books from like the miniseries. I had the tie-ins. So I had Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash. I think that's all I had from Invasion. It was Invasion First Strike is what I had. And then finally, Robin, Son of Batman, in the hardcover. This is fantastic. Year of Blood, yeah, Volume 1. So this whole big stack here, that was just one day of going out and seeing what I could find at the Dollarama. One day. The amount that I've found probably in the last month, something like that, probably the stack, you wouldn't get to see it, it'd be off camera. It's massive, it's so big. If you live in Canada and you have access to a Dollarama, you should go to Dollarama and see what you can find, because all the Dollaramas in town, when I go to look for these, the shelves are stacked with them until just before the next shipment, and then they're empty because they're all picked over. But seriously, go check out your local Dollarama, see what you can find, and if there's nothing there, take heart, don't worry, go back next week and you'll probably catch another supply drop, and you can come home with a great big stack of value-priced classic DC Comics graphic novels and collected editions. Anyway, I guess that's it. Side note, I'm recording this on my phone today rather than my regular camera, and I've got this Zoom H2 that I dusted off from a drawer, and I'm using that as the external microphone. So I have no idea what this is going to look like or sound like. Hopefully it looks and sounds good. I guess I'm going to find out when I edit it, and you're going to find out as you watch it. Anyway, guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a super fantastic, awesome DC day, and take care. Bye for now.